Hey there, my name is Tayge Bascom. I'm the entrepreneur that I decided to do this assignment on is Joseph Armand Bombardier, and he's famous for the invention of a snowmobile. One of my great passions is riding snowmobiles, and so I decided to do this assignment on him just because I thought it would be interesting to learn more about him as an entrepreneur and find out more about kind of his desires and what kind of sparked the idea for him. In reading over his biography, I found out that the main reason for his idea, I guess you could call it, was he had a son that was very sick, and back in the early 1900s, they didn't have snowmobiles, and the vehicles that they did have weren't able to go in the snow, and like I said, his son was very ill and ended up dying because they were in a really bad snowstorm. He wasn't able to take his son to the hospital, and so this was kind of what sparked his idea of creating a snowmobile so that they could get around in the snow when the vehicles were unable to. I'll hurry and turn the camera around so you guys can see. Here's a picture of him, if you can see it. Basically, Bombardier, he lived in the early 1900s. He died in I think it said 1964. And the very first snowmobile he created was in 1936. It was the B7. B standing for Bombardier, which is his last name, and 7 standing for 7 passengers. His first few inventions, they created about 200. They were mainly geared more towards multi-passenger snowmobiles. And then in the late 1940s, the government started plowing the roads and making it easier for vehicles to get around, and so that business kind of fell out. And then in about the 1950s, late 1940s, they started selling individual and dual passenger snowmobiles, and that's kind of where the snowmobile industry really kicked off. It says by the 1964, when Bombardier died, they had sold over 8,200 units, and that is just a huge growth considering back in the day when they weren't really a very popular thing. So I'm really looking forward to learning more about Joseph Bombardier and kind of the start and the invention of snowmobiles. Thanks.